How's everyone doing? It's Heizman here. Today I have a video for you. It was a game I was duo queuing in Platinum Elo. So it was on my Smurf account. I was playing Vi, and I had a pretty good game. So I decided to put some commentary on it. A lot of you have been asking me to do videos with commentary, full games, just kind of go over what my thought process is throughout the game, just to give you a better idea of what higher elo jungle thinks about and does during a game. So I had this game a few days ago, and I decided this would be a great one to show to you guys. Um, Now, Vi isn't my best champion. I'm actually pretty new to her, but I had a pretty good game with her, and I still think she's a really strong and really fun jungler. So I wanted to switch things up from my usual Lee Sin games and just show you something a little new. So the first thing to know on Vi is, and any junglers, I do like to start the bottom buff. I like getting for two reasons. One, I like getting the leash from bot lane better. You get a better leash, which gives you a better clear, and then um, it allows you to do more in the early game. And I focus on the early game more than anything else when it comes to snowballing my lanes. I love early ganks because I feel like you're really powerful as a jungle with double buffs in the early game. The second reason why I start bottom buff is I on Vi I do like getting that red buff early anyways, and I like ganking top with that red buff. So, and if I started blue, then I would have to I'd be ending at the bottom side of the map, and I wouldn't be able to gank top. I feel like top's the easiest lane to gank in the early game. Mid is kind of hard because the lane's really wide and they can get out pretty easily. And bot lane, just the fact that there's two of them, it makes it a little bit harder. So I do finish my clear, and unfortunately, my top laner dies. I do want to point out what to do in this situation. Um, I take the scuttle because it's quick. Um, I actually get attacked by Volibear here. Not sure if this ends well. Um, I do have to flash. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Top laner died, and so the other two rotated on me. What I should have done that situation, and the reason why I didn't is because Nautilus had teleport. But normally what happens is if a laner dies and they're now not able to get to lane, and the lane's getting shoved into their turret, you're gonna want to cover their lane. That's the number one thing. Like if there was a priority list of things to do as a jungler, number one would be to cover solo lanes, or even bot. You can even cover bot lane at times, whenever they're either back or they die, and the lane is now getting pushed in the turret. Because think about it, that's free XP, free CS, and you're saving the tower from taking damage from the enemy laners. So one thing I want to like ingrain in your head is cover lanes before everything else. Um, so Annie trades a 1-for-1 there. It's unfortunate that I haven't been able to really impact the game. I got invaded on pretty early, so I had to burn flash. I am a level 4 though, and as you can see here, I'm practicing what I preach. Mid laner dies, I go and I pick up the free XP in CS. It's the best way to stay ahead as a jungler. No one else is going to be getting it, so I might as well get it. You know what I mean? That's just like diamond tip number one is to understand to cover lanes. Um, as we take a little break in the action here, I do want to quickly thank everyone for the amount of support I've been getting the last few days. I just made a 1,000 subscriber video yesterday or 2 days ago, and since then I've gotten almost 2,000 more. I'm sitting at around, as I say this, I'm sitting at around 2,500 subscribers, which is just insane. I can't even begin to fathom how much growth my channel has been getting lately. And a lot of that is because of you guys. You guys have been you know supporting me, and I've seen a lot of you sharing and giving me positive feedback, and it just helps bring in more viewers. And I just wanted to thank everyone quickly for how awesome you guys have been. I mean, I started doing this as a hobby, and it just has really turned into something more than that because of everyone's appreciation for my videos. And so I honestly am so thankful. And like, I'm in school and I have a lot of other things I have to do, but I feel a lot more comfortable sacrificing some of that other stuff for YouTube now, because I know that it won't just be a hobby at some point, if I continue to grow like this. So I will be hoping to pump out a lot more content in the upcoming months because of that. And I also want to do more what you guys want me to do, give back. And before it was just like whatever I wanted to do, I would do it. Now, I'm looking at what you guys are asking and I'm trying to do more videos based on what you guys want. So that's why I'm doing a commentary video. A lot of you have been asking for it. Okay, so back to the game. I'm a level 5. I'm almost level 6. There's nothing left for me to take on the bottom side jungle. I did attempt to do a lane gank there. That's a great way to gank bot whenever they're shoving, especially with like a Leona. However, they did have it warded, so I had to move on. Um, since I was doing this with Leona, we were talking a lot, and he shoved them into their turret, and jungler was nowhere to be found. So that is a good time to sneak a dragon. They were pretty healthy. Bot lane can't really help them. They get a little zoned out by us. It's a perfect dragon sneak, and he actually goes in here. There's a little bit of miscommunication. I didn't want to just give up a kill, so I didn't go in. But Annie roams down. She is level 6, so that's an easy pickup, I think. Maybe not. Guess not. But that's all right. We still got Dragon, and we didn't really lose anything for it. So okay. So I'm level 6 now. This is where Vi hits her first big power spike. Unlike Lee, who hits his power spike at level 3, Vi's power spike is at level 6. Like I said, I'm new to Vi, but there are some things I have picked up. I've been playing a lot of Vi lately, and one thing I've noticed is at level 6, you are pretty damn strong. So you want to be utilizing your ult whenever you have it up. I do build Blue Smite in this game because honestly, I was just testing it out. If I was in 5s, I would always build Green Smite. That's just how it is. Um, However, since this was duo queue, I had the leisure of building something a little different. So I start heading to my red buff, and I see a lot of low elo players. What you'll do is when buffs are up, you'll just kind of ignore them, and you prioritize ganking over getting those buffs. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but for example, I was in base, so I couldn't gank like immediately in any lane. So you want to be going right to your buffs from base. Like you're getting the cooldowns on your buffs going is really important. Double buffs are really strong as the jungler, so you want to be getting those down. Okay, so I'm coming bot. I focus the Ezreal obviously because he's going to be doing most of the damage. This turns into a 2v3, but my ult is up. I'm pretty strong, so I go ahead and I just go in. I know that they've burned all their abilities on the bot lane, so I knew it was just free kills there. Got my double buffs. As you can see, the power of Vi at level 6, just tons of damage, and yeah, don't be scared when you're Vi. Cooldown management is a big reason why I won that fight, though. I knew that I still had my cooldowns up, and there's the flash Q finish. But I knew I still had my cooldowns up, and they had nothing, and Nautilus also had his cooldowns up. So I knew that we could win that fight, honestly. As long as we didn't screw up our abilities, you know, we were stronger than them. So do think about that when you're playing. What do they have up? What do you have up? Because that can make a big difference in the fight. And I think a lot of people overlook that in lower elo. They just say, "Oh, 3v2, we're gonna lose." Not necessarily, because all three of them didn't have ultimates, and both of us did have ultimates. So yeah, just think about stuff like that. So I like to practice what I preach. However, in this game, I knew that I could carry, so I took the blue from the mid laner. She wasn't really paying attention anyways. You do want to be giving your blue buff to your mid laner, ideally. Like I said, I'm not gonna always do exactly what I say you should do. Sometimes I do get a little bit selfish. It happens. Um, it was on my Smurf. I just really wanted to test the limits of Vi, so I did take the blue buff. Just wanted to point that out that you should be giving blue buffs to your mid laner. And this is good. I mean, if I was truthfully looking back into seeing what I was doing wrong and I was caring about um, improving on my game based on this game, I would have looked at that and said, okay, I should have given blue off to Andy there. So it's not necessarily a bad thing I'm seeing mistakes that I make. But okay, so another great synergy with the support there. I swept it, so I knew that they didn't have vision, and I saw him walking over. That's just obvious. He's going to ward the bush. So you can set up a ambush there. And we clean up the kills. Good tower juggle. I get the double kill. I'm pretty snowballed at this point. But that's one of the strengths of my game as a League of Legends player is I'm really good at predicting what the enemy's going to do. I would say that's probably one of my best assets as a player. I saw that Bard inching over to Tribush and I just swept it and there was no wards. So I was almost certain that he was going to be coming up to ward and that's perfect for me and Leo to just annihilate him. So yeah, prediction is a big part of League of Legends, and I think that's part of the reason why I was able to hit diamond so easily this season. Well, I shouldn't say easily; it did take me almost the entire season, but um, and as a jungler, that's a really good asset to have, is because you're gonna have to make decisions a lot. You're gonna have to shot call a lot, and a lot of that's gonna come down to predicting what the enemy's gonna do. Um, I do save this ward here. I know I'm 4-0, so I'm not that scared to fight a Volibear, even though he's full health. Volibear is very hard to kill because of his passive, but honestly, like I'm just not scared. Like confidence is another thing that I have. I know when I'm stronger than the opponent. If I'm 4-0, I know that I'm going to be stronger than I don't really know what he is here, but I think he's like 1-1. I guess he's 2-2, but still, I know I'm stronger than him. Um, got Ezreal's E, get out. So now I'm just going back to clearing. Um, Again, I noticed that mid lane is getting pushed and there's no mid laner, so I do decide to go pick up. Even though it's only 3 minions, it's it's still 3 minions that wouldn't otherwise would have just been wasted. So whatever you can get, it's important to be covering lanes again. Now, if you notice, I have a pink ward in my bags. Please, if you're a jungler, buy pink wards. Buy pink wards frequently. Um, that's how you get vision control, and that's how you get picks. That's how you get objectives. That's how you do pretty much any proactive shot calling is going to follow from a ward. So a ward will play a part in most of your success as a jungler. Tried to mad life the Q there. He just barely missed him though. I see Annie coming in, so I stay and try and wait for them to face check again. They don't. So I just go ahead and take my red buff. Like I said, you want to be taking your big buffs when you can. Don't just neglect them. Um, there's obviously situations that will counter that rule, but like if you need to cover a lane or if there's a dragon fight, something like that. But there was nothing going on, so I did get the red buff. It is important to be doing that. So I just come in mid. I know that I'm stronger than them. They do run off. So that's that. Nautilus is coming down. Having map awareness, I mean, I should have just kept falling but Nautilus, I just didn't know how close he was. That's okay. Um, Now Renekton's here. The 3v3 would be interesting. I'm kind of so that's what's worrying me right now in this situation, is I only have enough for like 2 spells, but it's enough to get the 5th kill of the game, unstoppable. And I actually fail flash. I did not mean to flash there. I remember that play. I had my finger hovered over flash in case I could get in range to ult him, and I fat fingered it and accidentally flashed. That's gonna happen, guys. Like, doesn't matter what elo you are, you're gonna fat finger, you're gonna fuck up all the time. With the exception of maybe master tier players and higher, you're gonna fuck up. So don't dwell on fucking up. Just like joke, have a laugh about it and then move on. So I do need a back here. I mean, I'm at 10, like under 5% mana. I can't really. I mean, Vi. The one problem with Vi I've noticed is she's extremely easy to kite if she doesn't have her ultimate up. Her Q's obviously good, but you can dodge her Q, and once her Q's done, she doesn't really have. I mean, she's pretty like she doesn't have any other gap closers. She doesn't have a slow. Um, so it's pretty important to have your abilities up as Vi if you want to start a fight. However, I did discover that uh, Berserk. What are the boots called? Boots of swiftness. I noticed are actually pretty strong on Vi. This is a like I said, this is all me experimenting with Vi. I'm still pretty new to her. I played her a lot recently, but I noticed that boots of swiftness, pardon me, is really strong on her because it gives her, it kind of negates her weakness, which is she gets kited because you just get a lot of speed and you can chase down the enemies. So this was a little ill-advised. I wanted to save the tower. I thought that they would try and dive me if I did that. I was wrong. They still get the tower. I wasted my ult. Not a huge deal, guys. Like I said, don't dwell on bad decisions. It's gonna happen. Um, Even if you're a diamond player, it's still gonna happen. So I do get killed here. Volibear unfortunately had flash. That was just an unfortunate occurrence. I mean, there's really not much else to say. I thought I could get the blue quick enough. They must have had it warded. It's all right. So I come in. That's another reason why I did decide to do blue smite is because it also gives me a gap closer, and that's the one thing I said is a problem on her. So yeah, as you can see, I'm doing a pretty good amount of damage now. That was a really good Tibbers, and there it is. There's the cleanup. I'm 8-1. Um, you know, another thing I like to talk about is giving kills to the carries. If you're building Triforce Vi and you're ahead, go ahead and take the kill. You know, if you're, it really depends on what jungler you're playing. Like, I don't want to say always give up kills, because sometimes if you're playing a jungler and you're going like pretty damagey like I am, it's okay to take the kills because that'll be really, you can carry, you know. But just think about what you're building, and that should help you decide, um, your play style during the game. You know, are you just trying to get the kills to the carries, or are you trying to get snowballed? You know. This is where the game started to turn in our favor pretty heavily. It was pretty close before this, and we just were stomping them in objective control. So I will provide runes and masteries in the description. I That's um, something I wanted to give you guys is at the very least runes and masteries for Vi. It'll either be in the description or I'll just put it at the end of this video. I haven't decided yet. However, I'm not going to give you a build guide because I don't really know what's best on her yet. I haven't played her enough to know, and I think her build could be very versatile based on what I'm seeing here. So if you want a build guide, you're gonna have to wait for me to figure that out, or there's plenty of other websites like Pro Builds that you can go and find that information to see her optimal build. What I choose to build here, that's what I thought was good for the game. Maybe it wasn't. Based on my performance, I'd say I made a good decision on what I built. If you want to mimic the build I have, that's fine. Um, but yeah, I just want to say that like there's a lot you can build on Vi similar to Lee. So um, don't look at my build and say that's what you have to build. Is what I'm trying to say. Triforce is an item that you strictly build on Vi when you're ahead, and you're really ahead because otherwise Cleaver is still strong on her. Triforce is I'm snowballed item, so just remember that before you build Triforce on Vi. All right, so we are getting kind of pincered by them, so I know that I need to kill them quickly and get out before they pincer us, because then they'll have numbers advantage. We kill Bard. We get the 1-for-1. I was tempted to flash Q Ezreal, but if he had flash, it would have just been a trade. And right now, I think my flash is better because Ezreal just has a Z. But that time I go in, I know I have my smite up, and I finish him off. So yeah, you just got to be conservative with your flash sometimes, but don't be afraid to use it. Um, like I said, I didn't want to use it the first time because I thought he could just flash out, but once I had that blue smite up, I knew I was good to kill him even if he flashed, but he didn't even have it. So now Foley Bear flashes. I don't really do it in solo queue. I do it in fives more and more. But it is important to get in the habit of typing out or at least mentally thinking about summoner spell cooldowns. If you can type it out, that's best. Um, Whenever someone flashes or TPs or uses heal, you should be typing out the time that it's going to be back up, in which if it's flash, it's 5 minutes from that time. Same with TP. Um, and then just type the name of the person who used it. So, and what summoner spell was. So if Volibear flashes at 23 minutes on the dot, type in chat whenever you get the chance 28 Voli F or Voli Flash. That lets your team and yourself know, have a mental reminder that's when their summoner supposed to be up. I know it's a very simple concept, but it is important to be doing that. So that's a really big tip I can give you. It's a small tip, but it's a big tip. There's a lot of um, decisions and ganks that can be formulated through just having that timer. If you know top laner doesn't have flash, that's a good time to gank. So I'm 12-1. This was a really fun game. Like I said, I'm pretty good. I'm decent at vibe. I'm not that great at her. So when I do have games like this, it is always really fun. Just a new experience. I'm kind of having trouble focusing in this fight because I can't get to Ezreal. So I go ahead and kill the Renekton because he was building AD, so he was pretty squishy. Now I chase down the Ezreal. He just used a Z, so it's an easy cleanup. 14-1, carrying the game, more or less. I don't look at it as I'm carrying. I look at it as I'm using my gold, the gold that I was able to get efficiently. It's not really carrying. Everyone's doing their part. My part is to do the most havoc because I'm fed. So that's what I should be doing. It's my job to be using the gold that I have gotten myself efficiently. If I get fed and then I play like a little bitch and I'm focusing tanks or something, I'm not using my gold efficiently because I'm not. It's not the optimal way of snowball using a gold advantage. You gotta be utilize. If you get fed in a game, you have to be utilizing that. Don't be the person that takes all the gold and then just kind of ignores the game and just starts farming or something. Like you want to be aggressive when you're ahead because that's when you'll be really strong and you can get everyone else fed because you're gonna do so much damage and so you're just gonna wreak so much havoc. So I do get out of here with my life, thankfully, to the Leona, my duo. We were on the same page this game. He gave me the face of the mountain. I guess I go back in here, get another kill. Alt is up, get another kill. I'm just absolutely enormous at this point. I can nearly two shot the Ezreal with my QE. Um, so another thing, and this what just happened brings to that point. If you noticed, I'm really low and I want to back, right? It's the smart thing to do. But if you notice, they're all dead. There's the only person that's going to be up soon is Renekton. Don't be afraid just because you're low health. If there's no one alive, you can still be a little bit risky and take the objectives when you can. You don't want to waste an ace. That's another thing I see low people. They take the ace and they think that the ace means that that's it. They aced them, so they can back and everything's all good. They're gonna have it. Yeah, you got some more gold than they did if you ace them. But if you're not taking objectives after you ace them, you're essentially doing nothing. You're just stalling out the game. You should be using an ace, even if you only kill 4 of them at times. You should be using that to take objectives. That's really important. It's a thing I see a lot. I see that even in Diamond sometimes, but I see it more often in lower elo. Obviously, it's just not using the leads that you're getting. If you have an ace, you should take a tower. You should take dragon. Maybe you take Baron, depending on how healthy your team is. You got to be thinking about that. Don't just back immediately. I started to back and then I caught myself. I was like, wait, they're all fucking dead. I'm just gonna go take the mid turret with my mid laner and my support because the only person that's going to be up in that time is Renekton. And he's not going to be able to kill us. He's not, the Renekton wasn't like 20-0 or something. Um, so yeah, Just always think about how can you do more. Sometimes it's as simple as, okay, let's take their red buff and then get out because that's all we have time to do. If that's all you have time to do, then so be it. That's fine. So I do try and ult the Renekton, but he dies, so my ult goes on cooldown and I don't even get it off. It's sad, but it happens. I still got all my other abilities, so I had my flash. Um, so I get a little bit greedy here. I don't think I die though because, yep, kind of kind of a bait. I knew I had Sterax, so I knew that I could take a little bit of damage and not die. And plus I had my duo, my Leona, who was ready to give me face of the mountain, um, which was awesome. That was just an awesome game. So we take the inhibitor. Game is looking in the bag. Um, 16-1, pretty flawless game, I would say. I believe I do die one more time just for BM. The game isn't over though, so you do want to make sure you're finishing the game out. Don't BM too hard. You can throw. So we unfortunately could not end. That's okay. We go back to base. You don't want to just get a counter ace because then they can maybe Baron. Just you want to do the smart play. Being smart beats being aggressive often in League of Legends. So don't get greedy. And that's pretty basic. Don't get greedy. The build that I currently have, I do feel is super strong. So feel free to try it if you're having a good game on Vi. Um, try Vi out. If you haven't played her, if you don't think she's that good right now, I encourage you to try Vi out. I think she's still really fun, really strong. Um, yeah, I mean, she fits a lot of team comps. She fits a pick comp. She fits a team fight. I mean, she can even peel if you need her to. So definitely try her out. So I go ahead and I get the enchant on my boots, so now I'm even faster. I have Deadmans. I'm just so fast. No one's gonna outrun me right now. Um, I go ahead and take my blue because, again, I'm still absolutely enormous compared to everyone. So a blue buff on Vi right now is gonna be really strong because I do damage. Renekton thinks that he can 1v1 of Vi. That's pretty much full build. Absolutely not. However, Volibear bites my face and I die. Sad, but we're still very much going to win this game. 18-2. Pretty happy about that. It's always fun when you have games like this. I think you all know how fun it is to be extremely fed with damage. Um, kind of fallen in love with Vi, I must say. You're probably going to see a lot more Vi, like on my stream and stuff. Looking to play her a lot more. Um, my Leona's just BMing them. He was on his silver Smurf. I was plat. He was silver. So they were. Or I'm sorry. I was gold 1. He was silver 1. I was in promos to plat this game. Um, so yeah, he was kind of BMing a little bit. They remind him that it is all me. Nolus is teasing me because I was teasing him earlier in the game. I told him to learn to play, but I was just joking, and yeah, good thing he was able to not take it personally. So this is the end. Leona makes a nice play here. I come in guns blazing, and that's how you end the game. 20-2, and I finish it off strong with the triple kill, 21-2. That's the end of this video, guys. As you see, we're going to win the game. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support I have been getting. Um, honestly, I'm so excited for what the future of my channel is gonna bring. If you have any suggestions or requests, please put it in the comments. I'll try to get back to you as fast as I can. Um, if there's anything you think I can improve on with my commentary, with my video quality, anything, go ahead and put in the comments. I pride myself as being interactive with the fans and really listening to you guys. I do call you fans now because I feel like I'm getting pretty big and it's really exciting. But seriously, I couldn't be more thankful. So, I want to give back to you guys as much as I can. Anything you want me to do, please go ahead and ask. There doesn't hurt to ask. So, look out for the giveaway this Sunday. My next video after the giveaway I'm planning is to spectate a person in bronze or silver and pick out what they're doing wrong. It's going to be really cool. It's on the plate. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it this week or next week, but look out for that. Look out for the rest of my videos. Working on another Lee Sin montage. So much is about to come out. I'm really excited. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Leave comments below. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
I'm bad luck, baby, it follows me around everywhere I go. And I don't need your sympathy, no, I need a fucking miracle. Oh, red wine, tea stain, it's been a long day. I just want your love, not your money. Leave me here, I'll be fine. I'll wait for the stars to align, 'cause